And welcome back to some more Pikmin! Last time we did stuff in the Forest Navel, cleared the path for a few treasures, got a couple in the far corners of the map, and now we're heading back to get hopefully the last three. I've been having a really hard time on this day because I've actually made several attempts already. And I've been having the hardest time having a good streak of luck in this place. It's just one thing after another. Even if I can pull off one thing perfectly, something else goes horribly wrong. So, that's how this whole process has been going so far. And even off-screen, I tried to do a practice run, well, without even recording, and I actually did a really hard thing first try. But of course, probably now that I'm recording, and that kind of gave me my second win, to be honest. Now that I'm recording again, I probably will screw it up again. So, hooray for the LP curse. I guess people do call it that, the LP curse, when you do something really well, like in practice or off screen, when you're not recording, but then when you try to actually record, then everything that could go wrong does go wrong. And I've already felt the LP curse quite a bit, and I haven't even been doing it very long. Okay. Just one more shearwig over here. At least one more. There might be more. I'll just check. Yeah, there's one more. This is the last one. That should be all of them. I mean, this is boss number 1 that's been giving me a hard time today. The Puffstool, because he's really something about him is really good at glitching out Pikmin. Like voiding out Pikmin when he falls over, because basically you have to attack him until he falls over, but his mushroom is so huge that it tends to glitch out Pikmin really easily. So what seems to work for me, for Deathless, is basically, and just glitchless as well, is to just try to attack it with just a few Pikmin at a time. Could wait that out. That poison will turn Pikmin into zombies, which is not good. Yeah, when it flips, call Pikmin back as soon as you can, because I think they can still get pushed out of bounds just because the mushroom is pulsating up and down. That's a good fight. Man. This is the Omega Stabilizer. Apparently it just looks cool. We want max Pikmin on this. Because there's a Wollywog that they have to actually navigate past. Up there. I'm gonna just hang back just in case I do need to call them. Honestly, with their momentum, it is actually safer to let them keep going than to try to call them back and have them stop. I'm gonna set aside 15 Pikmin. I'm gonna try a different controller position than what I was using on previous playthroughs. 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna set the controller down on a hard surface and try to do it this way. Just reposition my hand entirely. This guy comes down. This is BB Longlegs. We recognize him from Pikmin 2 if you watch that LP. But he's a lot harder to take out in this game because you don't have like spicy sprays and you don't have cool Pikmin. You don't have purple Pikmin, so you just have to go in with reds or potentially yellows. Either is good. I prefer reds just because I'm used to doing it this way. Tradition, partially, dictates how I play this game. Great timing. I forgot that I should have really waited on that, because that cutscene kind of throws off your whole play. I'm skipping this cutscene as fast as possible. That's the sound of the controller rattling on my desk, if you can hear it. If you could hear it, I mean. Pikmin actually hang on to it pretty well. Like, so you want and you hope for at least a few Pikmin to continue hanging on even after it does that shaking move. And if they go after the legs, just call everyone back. Because if they're hanging onto the legs, that's not good because they'll follow the legs and we'll just get crushed. So just keeping on. Well, I couldn't tell where that leg was because again I have no sense of depth perception as say in Luigi's Mansion. Yeah, I don't know why, but I just have terrible depth perception in gaming, and sometimes real life too. It's not limited just to gaming. Oh, siree. Stop attacking the legs. I did not mean to call them all down, because some were actually hanging on there pretty nicely, but whatever. And it seems to speed up a lot more when it's low in health. It moves a lot slower in Pikmin 2. It got massively nerfed in fighting game terms. Oh shoot, they're protecting the leg. Gotta call them back, and then call them back. That was a close call. Yeah, you can see why yellows are somewhat recommended for this, because you could just throw it up to it now, but I just find it incredibly risky trying to hit a moving target like this. I just find it a lot more dependable and consistent to try to hit it when it's stationary. This is just one of those really nerve-wracking fights in the game. Possibly the most. I actually don't like this fight, even in comparison to like the final boss. I think this is actually not easy. Let's try again. Just call the ones that fell, hopefully. Not have them get crushed. And it's down. Okay. Maybe things are turning around. In my luck. Or that's just a fluke. More likely, that's just a fluke. So, this is the guard satellite. It does exactly what you think it would. Now we can carry back all the spoils, which is always the fun part in Pikmin, after you actually do a hard fight. It actually is a really satisfying feeling in this game. And I think this is why Pikmin is such a fun game, because I thought I heard it sounded like a Pikmin lighting on fire or something, and it's like, okay, that just scared me for a moment. Yeah, please take it that way, not the dangerous way. I mean, because the game does reward you pretty consistently, like if you do a hard fight, you get tons of rewards for it. And thus it's kind of like a carrot on a stick, it keeps kind of luring you back to play it more. Okay, so we only need 60 Pikmin, so toss them aside. Wow, we're only halfway through the day. That was actually really good. Have both fights go well. It's the first time, and that's why I'm continuing to record this. And thus, because we actually did both fights, like if we did just one fight and managed that, I wouldn't have collected that. It just doesn't make sense collecting stuff and then finding out that you have to reset anyway. Yeah, but again, I know I wasn't originally planning to make it deathless, but because of having such a good first, like, 7 days, I decided let's just make it a deathless run at the expense of my potential sanity. Besides, not many people actually do Let's Plays with deathless runs in Pikmin. It might be kind of novel. And actually, because of the way Pikmin 1 is structured, it actually feels more seamless than Pikmin 2, which requires generally a lot of resetting to actually get a deathless run recorded. I think speedrunners prefer Pikmin 2 because it's more, you can actually just re-record segments and then just string it together, segmented playthrough. The anti-dioxin filter, which is the lower part of the outer shell of the dolphin. And that means we've done everything in the Forest Navel. And something I mentioned in a failed take was actually that this is one of the only areas not in Pikmin 2, because there is the Valley of Repose, but this doesn't actually resemble the Valley of Repose at all. Thus, a lot of people speculate that the Forest Navel is actually completely separate. It's like a completely self-contained area, which is kind of interesting considering there's a whole shared world through most of the rest of the game. Instead, this is like the one area that doesn't seem to use that concept. I just wanted to raise a couple more Pikmin because, well, frankly, we have a lot of time. That did not take very long. Okay, so, yeah, you can do the Puff Soul on the same day as some of the other stuff, but just for the sake of safety, I decided to do it this way. Because again, if the Libra had fallen, I'd have to reset the video, and so on. So lots can go wrong, and thus I just wanted to save a few things that could go wrong for each episode, basically. That's actually kind of a weird way to put it, but it is the case. We need a fair amount of red Pikmin actually in the Distant Spring. Part of me is actually tempted to use a glitch in Distant Spring, even if it means, you know, technically not playing as intended. So I'm kind of bouncing that around in my mind because it is a lot faster to do it the glitch way. Skip a huge time waster. And also I want to try another trick in the same puzzle actually that I saw in another Let's Play, which I mentioned previously, that was like super fast. And I was like, wait, is that actually the intended way to do this puzzle? Like, is it really that easy all along and I just never knew it? Was that easy? Or were they doing it? Or is that even possible in the GameCube? Some glitches I think are only possible in one version or the other. Also, because of the lack of a C-stick, I find the crushing glitch happens a lot more in the Wii version where you have to use the pointer than in this version. So I don't know if we've shown that off yet. Yeah, those can be used by Pikmin to get up to higher ledges. That's nice. So, a little bit short, on the short side, but to be honest, I've been recording this, trying to record this day for like an hour now. I'm kind of ready to call it quits. Go to sunset, do not restart from last save. Do not. There's 2 areas down, 2 more to go, 3 if you count one we can't go to yet. We have a ton of Pikmin actually, compared to... I mean, we haven't even gone to the impact site, we have a fair amount of Pikmin already, so that's a good sign. So the Forest Navel took 3 days, the Forest of Hope took 4 days. The Distant Spring usually takes me 4 days. The impact site takes 2 days, obviously. So it should be under 15 days, if my calculations are correct. Counting the final trial, it should be about 15 days, which is about normal for me, like in terms of how long this game usually takes me, so that's good. 12 parts remaining and 22 days remaining, so we're in pretty good shape actually. So not much left to do. I think we could go back to the impact site next, actually. Yeah, I think that might be what we do next. So next time we go back to the impact site.